LangGraph employs environment variable management through a secure input handling pattern that ensures sensitive credentials are not hard-coded. The framework uses a conditional initialization mechanism to check for the presence of required keys in the system environment before prompting for user input. We're about to examine how LangGraph implements this secure setup pattern, where the setEnv function serves as a guard clause that only solicits user input when necessary, maintaining both security and flexibility in configuration.
Import getpass. Import os. Def setEnv SDR. If key not an os.environ. os.environ key getpass key. setEnv OpenAI API key.
This code demonstrates a secure approach to handling sensitive API keys by combining environment variable checks with interactive user input. The setEnv function implements a guard clause pattern that first checks if the required key exists in the environment variables. If not, it prompts the user to securely enter the value using getpass, which prevents the input from being displayed or logged. This approach prioritizes security by avoiding hard-coded credentials while maintaining flexibility for different deployment scenarios. The pattern is particularly useful for development environments where API keys shouldn't be committed to version control, yet need to be accessible during runtime. The trade-off here is between security and convenience. While this prevents accidental exposure in code repositories, it requires manual input during execution. In production, you'd typically rely solely on pre-configured environment variables without the interactive fallback. The code specifically handles the OpenAI API key, which is a common requirement for AI applications using OpenAI services. Let's break it down.
Import getpass.
Imports the getpass module from Python's standard library, which provides a portable way to handle password input without echoing to the console.
Import os.
Imports the standard library, os, module for operating system interface functionality.
Def setEnv SDR.
Defines a function named setEnv that takes a single string parameter key. The function appears to be a private method indicated by the leading underscore designed to handle environment variable operations, though the specific implementation isn't visible in this segment. The parameter key likely represents the name of an environment variable to be set or modified.
If key not an os.environ. os.environ key getpass key.
Checks if the environment variable key exists in the system's environment variables. If not, it prompts the user to securely input the value for key using getpass, which hides the input useful for passwords or sensitive data and stores it in the environment variable key. This ensures the variable is available for subsequent operations without hard-coding sensitive values.
setEnv OpenAI API key.
Sets the environment variable OpenAI API key to the value returned by the setEnv function. This line configures the OpenAI API key for subsequent API calls in the application. LangGraph's secure environment variable management combines a guard clause pattern with interactive input to balance security and flexibility. The setEnv function first checks for existing environment variables, falling back to secure user input via getpass only when necessary. This approach prevents hard-coded credentials while accommodating different deployment scenarios. The trade-off is clear. Development environments benefit from the interactive fallback, while production relies solely on pre-configured environment variables. By specifically handling the OpenAI API key, this pattern addresses a common need in AI applications without compromising security. The synthesis of environment checks and secure input creates a robust configuration system that adapts to various operational contexts.
The environment whispers its secrets, but the function insists on asking anyway.